not on his intelligence radar screen. However, this contradicts what the president's own national security team told Congress and the administration back in 2014. Let's take a listen.
Syria has become a huge magnet for extremists. We're seeing now the appearance of training complexes in Syria to train people to go back to their countries and of course, conduct more terrorist acts. So this is a huge concern to all of us.
We are concerned about the use of Syrian territory by the al-Qaeda organization to recruit individuals and develop the capability to be able not just to carry out attacks inside of Syria, but also to use Syria as a launching pad.
Its current leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, is a designated global terrorist under U.S. law, and we believe is currently based in Syria. His mission, as clearly stated in his own statements, is to carve out a zone of governing territory from Baghdad through Syria to Lebanon.
I mean, the scale of what they are involved in right now, particularly the al-Qaeda element in Iraq, and just the level of destruction that they're having, the level of killing that they're doing inside of that country is terrible.
Karl, the president's saying all that was not on his radar screen. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, his predecessor warned about allowing a vacuum to be created in the heart of the Middle East by withdrawing U.S. troops. So his predecessor warned him about this possibility. Second of all, the words of al-Baghdadi right from the beginning should have warned him. He explained what he wanted to do, which was to create a caliphate based in Iraq in the heart of the Middle East from which ISIS could spread its tentacles and its power. And third of all, history should have taught him. We know since World War II that if America has withdrawn from a position where it has made sacrifices and has reached a situation where we have achieved our goals, if we suddenly walked away, the disaster generally befell. We had actually achieved victory in Vietnam until we withdrew, and then withdrew our support for the Vietnamese military, refused to fund them. Vietnam fell. Korea, on the other hand, we stayed and are there today, and as a result, the Far East is a much different place than it would have been if the United States had walked out. President Obama created this by removing U.S. influence and U.S. military forces from Iraq in order to meet a political deadline of having achieved total withdrawal from Iraq by the time of the 2012 election. He's responsible for creating the vacuum into which ISIS rose.
You know, the president also said there has been no terrorist attacks initiated by foreign groups on U.S. soil. I mean, we've counted 10 since 2009, 113 killed, 400 injured. Quickly, what are your thoughts about that? President saying no foreign attacks, the terrorist attacks.
He was very specific in the way he worded it so that he could claim that he was being truthful. ISIS has not carried out an attack by sending people into the United States, but absolutely terrorists have created attacks in the United States by radicalizing people within this country. And the president is simply being cute with his words. We face a ever-changing threat from terrorist organizations, and the new threat is to radicalize people within this country to take violent acts.
Karl, quickly, your thoughts on the passing of hero astronaut John Glenn. You know, Donald Trump tweeted out today, we lost a great pioneer of air and space in John Glenn. He was a hero, and he inspired generations of future explorers. He will be missed. What are your thoughts?
Well, as somebody who grew up in the 60s and the 50s, I mean, we all thrilled to the Mercury 7. And when John Glenn became the first American to circle the globe, I don't think there was a kid in my neighborhood who wasn't glued to the television and watching him take off and splash down. And there wasn't a kid that year who didn't run around the neighborhood pretending they were an astronaut. He and the Mercury 7 astronauts, and he's the last of them. It really restored American confidence, set us a great goal of going to the moon by the end of the 60s, and it was a great moment for American technology and science and leadership, and it was led by a Marine who had the courage to go into space, the man with the right stuff, as Tom Wolfe said.
Thank you, Karl Rove, for your time. Really appreciate it, sir. Thanks for joining us.